Greetings, it's Iain from RTO here. Welcome to Tuesday, and we're going to kick off today with an album ranking of Toyah the band. Been requested by one or two people, and we're going to do this as a two-part. We're going to look at Toyah the band, and then at the end of the month we will look at Toyah the solo artist. So Toyah the band were fronted by Toyah and formed in 1977. The only other consistent band member throughout this period was Joel Bogan, which is Toyah's principal co-writer and guitarist. And there was a certain heavy metal drummer that was in Toyah. I'm sure everyone knows that. And they wrote and made 5 albums as the band, all very good. This is a tough one because I like all 5 albums. So coming in at number 5 is the 5th and final studio album by the band, and it's called Love Is the Law, and it was released in 1983. So you've got Toyah Wilcox on vocals, Joel Bogan on guitar, Simon Darlow keyboards, and keyboards on a couple of tracks you've got Adrian Lee. Phil Spalding does bass along with Brad Lang, and Andy Duncan plays the drums. Broken Diamonds is the first track. There's got a bit of that horrible 80s cheesy keyboard at the beginning, but once it gets going, it's a good track. Nice vocals, pretty solid. I Explode. I'm not a big fan of this. He's a little bit too poppy for me. Rebel of Love, nice vocal. I really like that. Rebel 1, Run, sorry. Okay, at the beginning you get that horrible 80s keyboard, but the rest of the song is pretty good. Some nice guitar work on that. Martian Cowboy, second favourite track on here. The keyboards on this are really good. It's a nice gentle vocal as well from Toyah. Then we get Dreamscope. Like the song, nice keyboards in this. It does sound pretty good. Time Is Ours. Again, it's one of the sort of weaker tracks on the album. Not a big fan of it. It just lacks something. Love Is the Law. This is sort of the direction that Toyah was going in with her solo stuff, I think. It's more what was coming than what was gone. Remember, not too bad. Good vocal from Toyah. The Vow, my favourite track off here. It's one of my favourite tracks by Toyah, the band. So soothing, great vocal, a good track to end the album. I would say it is definitely the weaker of the Toyah albums. It's still good though. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 6 out of 10. Okay, this was so tough. Coming in at number 4 is the debut from 1979, Sheep Farm in Barnet. Toyah, Joel, Peter Bush is on keyboards, Keith Hale keyboards as well, Mark Henry on bass, and Steve Bray on drums. My favourite track on here is the classic Neon Worm. Really good. It's an excellent vocal delivery from Toyah. I love that bass line. It is a cracking track. Indecision. Okay, it's very raw, and that's what I like about it. It's a good vocal, and she did get stronger, but it's still a great track. Now the weighting, the vocal on here is a little bit echoey. I don't know if that was on purpose, but it sounds a little bit echoey. But the drumming and guitars on this track are fantastic. Computer, great track. I love the chunky guitars on this. Super track. Victims of the Riddle, quirky. The keyboard is very Depeche Mode, but it sounds really good. Elusive Strain, more of a shout than a sing on that one, I'm afraid. Our Movie, second favourite track on here. The guitars and the vocals are good, but it's got a very strong bass line as well. Danced, not too bad. I like the production on this. The sound effects are really good as well. Last Goodbye. The riff in this is brilliant. Then we got Victims of the Riddle, Vivisection. It's the weirdest track on the album. I'm not a big fan of it. Race Through Space is a strange old track. It's a bit... the vocal is a little bit wayward. Okay, this is a good album, but it's work in progress. It's very raw. There's some really super tracks on here, so I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 7 out of 10. Okay, coming in at number 3 is the second album from 1980, The Balloon Meaning. You've got Toyah and Joel, Peter Bush on keyboards, Charlie Francis on bass guitar, and Stephen Bray. First track, my favourite track, another of my favourites, Iain. Excellent track. The keyboard is brilliant. It's a great guitar work and a brilliant vocal from Toyah. Spacewalkings as well. The kids' voices on this are quite quirky, adds to the track, and that keyboard sounds really scary. Excellent track. Ghosts is another cracking track. A great vocal from Toyah. The bass lines are full. Excellent track. Mummies, it's very poppy, but it's got a real gritty bass line in it as well. The title track, Blue Meaning, second favourite track on here. Yeah, I love the story and the great vocal from Toyah. Tiger, some great drumming on here from Steve Bray. Excellent little track. The bass line again. Vision, another great track. I love Toyah's vocal on this one. Delivery, she's telling that story that it's about. Insects, very solid. Excellent track. Nothing wrong with that one. Love Me. Again, some great drumming on that. Super track. She, it's a 6-minute track. It's eerie. The vocal delivery is fantastic. That scary sort of keyboard sound really makes this track something special. Yeah, it's a very good second album. You know, they've taken what they achieved on the debut and made it more professional sounding. Toyah's vocals have much improved. It's a strong album, and I do like this album. So I'm going to give it an RTO ranking of 7.7. Okay, coming in at number 2 is from 1982, and it's the Challenging. Toyah Wilcox on vocals, Joel Bergen on guitar, Andy Clark keyboards, Phil Spaulding the bass, drums Simon Phillips, Sam Darlow, Nigel Bennett as the backing vocals, and the brass, Phil Smith, Vince Sutherland and Dave Lord. Creepy Room, I love this. It is creepy. It's that piano that makes it even creepy. And that vocal delivery from Toyah, oh, really good track. Street Creature, really good track. I love the keyboard. Some great drumming from Simon Phillips. Very solid track. Castaways, another excellent track. Simon Phillips, what a drummer. Love the bass line. The Druids, very good vocal. Guitar work on this is super. Another fantastic track. Angel and Me, one of my favourite tracks on here. It's got a real nice vocal, some strong drumming once again. The Packet, second favourite track on here. It's a good all-round track, a great bass line. The guitar work is exceptional, and an excellent vocal from Toyah. Life in the Trees, the effects on this are fantastic. Great vocal as well. Dawn Chorus, excellent track. Love the guitar work on this. It's got that eerie feel to it again, and I love them eerie tracks. Then we have a nice slow, there's one of these slow tracks, Run Wild, Run Free, showing a different side of Toyah. Very, very good. Then my favourite track on here is one of my favourite tracks again, Brave New World. The best on the album. It's a classic Toyah song. Beautiful vocals. Excellent album. from top to bottom. So I'm going to give that an RTO ranking of 8 out of 10. Okay, but my number one album, I think it was because it was the album that introduced me to Toyah. It's their third album from 1981, and it is called Anthem. It's Toyah Willcox, Joe Bogan, Adrian Lee on keyboards, Phil Spalding and on bass, and Nigel Glocker, who went on to drum with Saxon. Opens up with the classic, my favourite Toyah song, I Want to Be Free. Love the lyrics. You had to be around at the time when this, as a teenager, when this came out. Absolute brilliant track. Absolute. The drums from Nigel are brilliant. No wonder he went on to become the man on with Saxon. It's absolutely brilliant. I love the guitar riffs from Joel. Excellent track. Pop star. Love the vocal on this. I love the start of it. It's quirky. Them keyboards. Wonderful track. Elocution lesson. Bass line is interesting. It really does groove. It underline. It drives the song along. Great drumming from Nigel again. Jungles of Jupiter. One of the most popular songs on here. It's such a great tune. The keyboards are fantastic. I Am, a very great deep cut track on it. I love the bass. I think the vocal delivery from Toyah on this is excellent. Then we get another classic, It's a Mystery, another big hit. Brilliant track. Maze Eye Boy, I love this. The ambience on this track is wonderful. It's one of them tracks you like listening to in the evenings. Brilliant little track. Then another of my favourite tracks, my second favourite track on the album, The Brilliant Marionette. It is one of my favourite tracks by Toyah as well. The drumming from Nigel is good. It's the keyboard work and the vocal. Demolition Man, great guitar work on here from Joel. Something else. It's the best guitar work he did on the album. And the album ends with We Are, that little anthem from this album. It sums up this period of time. Great vocals from Toyah, and the beat to this is brilliant. Yeah, this is the album that introduced me to Toyah. I had it on cassette. I permanently was playing it. It just went all warbly. Had it on CD. I just love the diverse sounds on it. Now I've got it on album, and that's probably why it is my number one album. I've had it on for, over the years. I've had it somewhere in my collection. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 8.3. So there we go. There's Toyah the band. Expect Toyah solo stuff at the end of the month. I love Toyah. It's just, you know, especially the band. Some excellent albums there. All 5 of them are excellent. Okay, coming up next is Retro Ranking. And we're going to do one of those, one from how many albums of a band. And today we're going to pick tracks off the Iron Maiden albums. So join me for that. Bye for now.